Hey guys, it's Tori and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking all about all of my 5-star reads. I have 15 books to talk about with you guys. Some of them are part of series, some of them are standalones, and they are all books that I love with my whole entire heart. So I do want to give a quick little disclaimer. I have some severe mouth pain on this side of my face right now, so if I'm talking a little funny, that would be why. It hurts really bad to talk, but I've been wanting to film this video and I have work in like an hour and a half, so I had to get it done. So without further ado, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads, and let's get into my 5-star reads. I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of pick books. If somebody asked me to rate these from like in order of my favorite to my least favorite, I don't know if I could. I definitely have a few that I love more than others, but like all in all, I don't think I could like give you a numerical order of this is my #1 favorite book of all time and so on and so forth. So let's just get started. The first book I'm going to talk about should come as no surprise to literally anybody. If you've watched almost any of my videos, I talk about this book constantly. I love this book. I found it at the beginning of this year in my reading book influencer book recommendations, and that is Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. This book is a like infinity star book for me. I'm obsessed with it. This is the like special edition cover. It's beautiful. So I read this because my friend Juliana recommended it to me for that video, and I have been obsessed with it ever since. I think about this book on a daily basis. I think about the quotes. This book is literally just like everything. I wish I could reread this for the first time. I sobbed while reading this. I was giddy. Like literally every emotion you can think of, this book gave me. So this is something that I've heard Destiny describe as kind of like a character study. So it really just follows this girl named Ariana and her friends as they go through college, and it's really just like her day-to-day life. But then she meets a guy named Noah, and he is like the perfect man ever. But there's a little bit of a plot twist because there is a love triangle. She has been in love with her brother's best friend for literally ever, and something happens between them and it gets really messy, and then she meets Noah, and Noah just is perfect and amazing. And then there's this huge fucking 180, this literally absolutely heart-wrenching, demolishing situation happens, and you're like, what the actual fuck? And then it's so good. It is so good. If I could recommend, I don't even know, like I can't tell you just to read this out of all these recs, but this is one of the top ones that you absolutely have to read if you have not. It is absolutely amazing. One of the best books I have ever read in my entire life. I cannot recommend this enough. Please read this if you have not already, and I'm pretty sure it's on Kindle as well. So read this. Literally life-changing. Like this will change your life. The next one is actually my most recent 5-star read, and that is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This book, I was so scared to read it, and I was not sure how I was going to feel about it. I fell head over heels for this book. The first 100 pages are a little questionable, but it gets so good. The ending literally had me fucking shook. I was not prepared for that. The second one comes out in December, and I'm absolutely so fucking excited to read it. You guys have no idea. I cannot wait to continue this series and continue reading these characters. So this book is about a girl, and her brother decides to go off and fight in the war, and Iris is a writer for one of the local like newspapers, and she's trying to beat this guy named Roman in getting a promotion to be like, I don't remember if it's like head columnist or something like that, but they're workplace rivals, and then all of a sudden something happens and Iris decides to make a big life-changing decision. I can't really say a whole lot further, but this is so good. I wouldn't say it's like enemies to lovers. She thinks they're enemies, but he definitely doesn't feel that way. And then there's also this story about Iris writing this person with her magic typewriter, and they send letters back and forth. It's like 2 romances in one. It literally is just so fucking good. Please read this book. 5 freaking stars. It it's amazing. I literally cannot recommend this enough. It's a fantasy romance, and it's not too confusing of a fantasy either. I feel like this would be a good one for beginners to read, because the fantasy isn't too complex to understand. But this was so good. I was obsessed with it. It's also on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, the next two are part of a series, so I'm obviously going to talk about them together, and that is Binding and Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is the Boys of Tommen series. These books, first of all, let's just talk about how absolutely massive they are. Like, these are huge, but they are worth every sentence, every word, every period, every letter. Like, these books, I would read them if they were longer. Like, Joey and Shannon, oh my god. Trigger warning for these books. Please, please, please check the trigger warnings before you read these, because they are very graphic. There's a lot of fucked up things that happen to these characters. But this is once again something I would describe as a character study. It goes along with Shannon and Johnny's day-to-day life. It just explains the things they go through, their thoughts, but in the process they're also falling in love with each other, even though they both have issues, and they're trying to help each other through those issues. Shannon keeps a lot of secrets about her home life because her home life is very fucked up, and Johnny just wants to be there for her. The second one, I think I might like a little bit more than the first one, only because you really get a lot more of the relationship, and you just start to see how much they truly care for each other. But these books are amazing. I'm actually currently reading the third one because the fifth one comes out next spring. So I need to finish the last two before the brand new one comes out. But oh my god, these are literally amazing. These characters I feel so strongly for. I literally started the third book last night and I started crying twice already, and I'm not even 100 pages in. Like, these will just absolutely squeeze the absolute fuck out of your heart. Like, they are just amazing. They're so heartfelt, but they're so good. Please read these books. Like, they're so good. Literally a top tier series. And I already know that this whole series is going to be like a 6-star read. It's so good. It's just everything. Everything. Alright, let's talk about a few standalones. So this is also a more recent 5-star read for me, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is the UK hardcover. I ordered it a few weeks ago and mine came in like a week or two ago, but this cover is literally stunning. I have obviously the US version and then also the UK version because I love it that much. So this is about Harriet and Wynn, and it is a then versus now point of view. So you get current day and then you also get the past. So current day is Harriet and Wynn got invited to go on this yearly annual trip with their friends. It's like one last hurrah. And they actually were fiancés and they broke up and they haven't told anybody. So none of their friends know that they aren't together anymore. So they're basically fake dating while on this trip with their friends so that nobody knows that they broke up. And then you get the past perspective, which explains how they met, them falling in love, their love story, when things went wrong, why things went wrong, how things went wrong. And the whole time Harriet is just like, I don't understand what happened. Like, I need him to explain why he doesn't want to be with me anymore. Like, I just don't get it. She basically has been going through hell trying to get over him, and it's just been really hard on her because she's still in love with him. And I felt for Harriet so much. I saw myself in her so much. Like, she just really makes me see myself, and the quotes in here are absolutely beautiful. This book is an absolute freaking masterpiece. It's so good. It's a perfect summer read, but honestly, I just recommend reading this any time of year. Like, this needs to be read. This needs to be on your TBR if you have not read it already. It's so good. It's beautiful. The writing, the quotes, the characters, it's just everything about it is so good. Like, this is such a heartfelt romance, and I could not say enough good things about this book. Like, I loved this so much. This next one I think was my first no, that's a lie. I thought it was my first 5-star read for the year, but I think it actually was my second. But that's Better Than the Movies by Linn Painter. This is just a super cute, sappy little young adult romance, very rom-com-esque. It really reminds me of the movie 10 Things I Hate About You, but it's just a super short, quick romance book. very YA, super fast and easy to get through. There's some really good quotes in here. It's super, super cute. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I do remember it is about these two high school neighbors, and they have like this ongoing rivalry about this parking spot in front of their house, and the main female character is like has a thing for this guy, and I think her neighbor starts to help her try to get him to notice her, if I remember correctly. It's kind of foggy, it's been a long time since I read this, but it's so cute. I highly recommend this if you just need a quick little YA romance. It's super sweet. I really love this book, and there's a lot of quotes from rom-coms in here, and I just really enjoyed this book. I think I read it in one sitting. I think it was a super quick read. I highly recommend this one. Another 5-star from the very beginning of this year is Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. So this was recommended to me by Sarah Caroli for the same video that I read Say You Swear in, and it's a second chance romance. It's about these two characters, and it's a then versus now perspective as well, and you get both characters' perspective as well. So it talks about now, when this guy sees his college sweetheart who hasn't seen or heard from in a very long time. I think it's like 15 years or something. And you get the past perspective, which talks about how they met, how they fell in love, their love story, and it's so good. You see, like, there's just this huge bombshell in here that I was not expecting, like a huge plot twist that threw me through a fucking loop over and over again. But this was literally so good. This is one that I also recommend for just a quick, easy little read. It's super sweet, super cute. The writing is so good. They are so in love and so obsessed with each other, and it's a beautiful second chance romance. And it also is based in New York City, which I just love because the characters go to NYU in the past perspective, and it's just, I really like this book. I really recommend this one as well. Okay, let's talk about my favorite series of all time. So I didn't want to get all 5 of the books down because it's just too much, but A Court of Thorns and Roses, better known as ACOTAR. So this is the first book in the series. I gave the first, second, third, and fifth book all 5 stars. This whole series is like an Infinity Star series. I literally have an ACOTAR tattoo because I love these books so much. I annotated every single one of them. They're amazing. So you have A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then A Court of Mist and Fury, and then A Court of Wings and Ruin, A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then A Court of Silver Flames. So that is the ACOTAR universe, and the ACOTAR universe is actually a part of a bigger universe called the Massiverse, which is all 3 of Sarah J Maas's series all combined. So in the Massiverse, you're supposed to read ACOTAR first, then Throne of Glass, and then the Crescent City series. And actually the 3rd Crescent City series book comes out in January of this coming year. And yes, I already pre-ordered mine. Don't even worry, even though I haven't read any other series in the Massiverse other than this one, but I'm going to. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna power through, okay? So this series is about Feyre, and Feyre's family lives in poverty, and she ends up killing this mystical, magical being, and then she is taken by a fae. And fae are like fairies or like magic beings. I don't really know how to explain that. But she is taken by Tamlin, which is the High Lord of the Spring Court. And he takes her to his court, and basically she's like a prisoner there. And then, of course, they fall in love. Fucked up shit happens. The ending to this book will throw you through the goddamn ringer. The second one, the romance in that one, the plot twists, there's so much juicy shit that happens. Oh my god, fucking life-changing. When you meet the correct male MC, oh my god, you really got to go into the series pretty blind because so much will be ruined. But the books just get better as they keep going. And then the last one, A Court of Silver Flames, is actually about Feyre's sister Nesta and Cassian. So that's like their book. So it's not about Feyre and her love interest Anymore, it's about Nesta and Cassian, but you get glimpses of the like whole family, you know, the whole night court. Oh my god, I literally cannot. This series is just amazing. You need to read it if you haven't. It is a little confusing at first getting into this fantasy, especially if you've never read any fantasy before, but it's so worth it. It's amazing. Highly, 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 highly recommend. I cannot stress my love for these characters, the found family, the romance, the writing, the quotes. Perfection. I can't express how amazing and perfect they truly are. So please read the ACOTAR series. Just, you have to do it. I can't stress that enough. This next one is actually based off of my shirt here, which is like my new favorite shirt of all fucking time, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This book, my god, I read this in literally like 2 days basically. Perfection. This is a fantasy romance about this war college. The main female MC is Violet, and her mom is like the general of like the war college. She's forced to go to the writer's quadrant even though she always wanted to be a scribe. And basically in the writer's quadrant, you either like match with a dragon or you die. Those are your only two ways out. So you have all this terrible, really hard schooling and battles and practices where you're going against other people, and you basically have to fight for survival to then make it to the end, to then try to match with a dragon or be chosen. And if you're not chosen, you can be killed, or you have to go through the schooling all over again. The male romantic little specimen, oh my god, that man, he is chef's kiss. Holy fucking shit, I literally love him so fucking much. Perfection. I'm really scared because I've heard that this is going to be made into many books, and if they pull the type of shit that ACOTAR pulls and he does not stay the male romantic interest, I might actually shit my fucking pants. The second one, Iron Flame, comes out November 7th. That shit's already on pre-order for me. God, can I not fucking wait to read it. This book is just amazing. It's so good. I can't stress it enough, and I can't tell you too much because I don't want to ruin it. You gotta go into it blind. But please, for the love of everything, read this freaking book. Oh my god. Love it so much. Okay, the last books we are going to talk about are actually a series, and they is the Players series by Monica Murphy. So there are 3 books in the series. The trilogy is complete. I finished the last one basically like the day that it was released or something like that. So you have Playing Hard to Get, Playing by the Rules, and then Playing to Win. So these are all football college romances. They follow different people. They are basically interconnected standalones. You don't absolutely have to read like the first one or the second one. Like, you can just read whatever ones you want in whatever order, but it's so much better if you read them first to third because you get little sprinkles of the other couples in the future books, and it's so good. It's amazing. It's everything and more. I can't remember exactly what the tropes for all of them were. I think this one is he falls first, and it's also like innocent girl versus like golden boy. This one is brother's best friend or best friend's little sister, and then this one is he falls first, he's like obsessed, forbidden romance. Super good. They're all amazing. Highly recommend. They are very steamy, so if you don't like steamy books and you're more of a closed door type of gal, these are not the books for you. There are Taylor Swift references in all of these, which, you know, I love me some T Swift. She is my queen. But these are amazing. I am a sucker for sports romances, specifically hockey or football. I'm a football girly. And these are just so good. I highly recommend. They're easy reads. They're super cute, super steamy. And I love them. I eat them up. I think I read each of them within like a day or two. Like, I finished them super fast. So highly recommend this series. Literally so freaking good. Lastly, I want to give a quick shout out to the Addicted Calorie Sisters series. I haven't given any books in that series a 5-star yet, but the series as a whole so far for me is 5 stars. I love the characters. Lily and Lo are amazing. Daisy and Reich, and then you have Rose and Connor. So basically you have the Addicted series, which is about Lily and Lo, and then you have the Calloway Sister series, which is about her 2 sisters, Daisy and Rose, and their love interests. And they're all like interconnected and they're so good. I'm obsessed. I want to start the 4th book in the series soon, which will be my first one of the Calloway Sisters, but all of those books are amazing. I highly recommend that series. It can be a little bit to get into. The books are about addiction and just like real life struggles. Also, once again, basically a character study. You really just go through all these life events, day-to-day activities, and trying to fight addiction through these books, and in the process there's a ton of romance. Once again, they are spicy. They are not closed door. Don't read them if you do not like spicy books, but that series is amazing and I highly recommend it if you have not read it yet. Okay guys, that is all of my 5-star reads. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below what your 5-star reads are or what I need to read to add to my 5-star list. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my face. Check out all my socials down below, including my Goodreads and my Amazon wishlist. And I will see you lovely, amazing people in my next video. Bye guys!